little monster down there. I see you. Her ears are perking up like she's going to start barking. Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to start barking at absolutely nothing? You're such a spoiled little princess. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So ever since I started this channel, I've slowly started improving on the quality of my videos by getting better lighting, better equipment, that sort of thing. And ever since I started doing that, you guys have had a lot of questions about the kind of gear I use, what kind of lighting I use, the camera, the lens, all that sort of stuff. And so I thought instead of trying to explain it to you guys, I would just show you. I'm just gonna hop into this, I guess, tour of my filming setup. So I hope you guys enjoy it and I hope it answers some of your questions. Alright guys, so here is a little bit of an overview of my lighting and my camera situation. So here's the setup that I have going on, and everything is pointing this direction because I normally sit on the edge of my bed and film with my camera and all my lighting facing this way. That way my background will be my accent wall. So I really like this setup, but also as some of you guys might have noticed, I do film in front of my clothing rack, which is over here. And the reason why I do that is because my window is on this side, and so when there is like sunlight coming in, it'll go this direction, and I always try to use natural light as opposed to artificial light whenever I can. But for the sake of this video, I have everything set up the way I would if I were to use all of my equipment. That way I can go through everything that I have and just kind of explain how I use it. So I have my camera in the middle over here, which is really dark. I'll get a little bit closer here in a second so you guys can see it. But I have my microphone on top of that hooked up, and then I have my ring light surrounding it, which is set on top of a stand. And then my camera and the microphone and all that is set up onto my tripod. And then on either side, I have my two umbrella lights kind of flanking either side. And if you guys see that I have all this clothing and stuff down here, just ignore that. I'm actually going to Mexico in a couple days. And so I want to pack up and make sure that I don't forget anything. So I'm a worrywart. I get started on my packing pretty early. So we're leaving in a couple days. So if you see that down there, it's not normally there. I'm not normally this messy, but you know, you got to do what you got to do in order to make sure that you don't forget anything. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit closer to my camera. That way you can see what I use in order to film. So here's the view from the other side, and this is what I would see if I were to sit at the edge of my bed and start filming. And so as you can see, my camera is right there in the middle, and getting a little bit closer to the camera, that way you guys can see what kind it is. This is the camera body that I use. It's by Canon, and it's their Rebel T3i. They do have some newer models now, I think like the T4i and the T5i, but for the price point, this is exactly what I was looking for. And since I've never owned a DSLR camera before, I've heard from many other people that own it that this is a great beginner option. And so if you're a beginner like me, this would be a really great kind of camera to get because it's very user friendly. I figured it out pretty quickly, and it just has all the features that I'm looking for. And one of those features that I was looking for was a flip out screen. So this is pretty essential for me. I can't imagine filming a tutorial without one of these, because when you turn this thing on, which I'm going to do right now, it will allow you to see if you are in focus or if you're in frame. See, there I am right there in the middle. And this is really important because you don't want to film your entire video and then figure out that, you know, you weren't in focus, and that's just really annoying. So this is very essential. Make sure that if you get a camera, I mean, I would suggest making sure that you have a flip screen, that way you can see yourself in it. One other thing that I really like about this camera is there is an area to connect an external microphone, because oftentimes the microphones that are in the camera aren't the best quality. And so I purchased this Rode microphone, which is an external directional microphone, and I really like it. I actually purchased it on another YouTuber's suggestion, and I was very pleased with it. It's good to be aware though that this is a very sensitive microphone, and so it does pick up a lot of ambient noise. The fact that it's directional means that it'll mostly pick up on me, but it is very sensitive. And so if you buy this, you might have to learn how to use a sound editing software like Adobe or something like that, or what I use is Ableton Live. And my boyfriend is a musician and he uses it all the time, and so he kind of taught me how to use it. But just be aware that you might have to use a sound editing program if you use this microphone. For my lens, I actually purchased a separate lens from the one that came with the Canon, even though I still have it, which I'll get to in a second. But this one is by Sigma, and I actually forget the name of the lens, so I'll go ahead and show you what the box looks like. That way you guys can see what kind of lens it is, because I do still have this, and I'm very happy with this lens. I actually purchased it because Claire Marshall, who's a very popular YouTuber. She was explaining that this is the lens that she uses, and I really just loved the quality of her videos and kind of the effect that she had. I wanted that really sharp, clean, crisp, you know, kind of focus, and this is the lens that she uses. So I'm very happy with this quality. It is a little bit expensive, but for the quality, I've learned that it's actually not that bad. So on top of my lens, I have this clear cover, and it's actually a little bit too difficult to try to remove right now, but it just screws on. And I'll link everything down below in the description bar so you can see, you know, what the price points are and where I purchased them. But this thing protects my lens, and so it's very, very important that you purchase it, because the lens itself was very, very expensive, but the cover was only like 10 bucks. So if I ever accidentally scratch the outside, it will be protected by the cover and it will not scratch my, you know, couple $100 lens. Another added protection that I keep on here is this lens hood, and the purpose of this is actually to keep light from going across the lens and creating like these lens flares and all these like light streaks. But I do keep it on there as added protection because it does come out and it keeps, you know, my lens from getting bumped into. So that just stays on my lens, and then everything is resting on this tripod. And you guys, I would really not suggest getting this tripod. It's by a company called Targus, which I have the case right over here, which I'll get to. But this is actually the second one that I've ran through, and I am not impressed at all, because the first one broke pretty much immediately. When I was using it, these little plastic pieces just kind of fell right off. So I repurchased another one, and already this one is starting to fall apart. The legs kind of bow underneath the weight of my camera, which is ridiculous because my camera is not that heavy. But I mean, this thing is like so flimsy. I'm always so worried that my camera's going to topple over. So I really just don't suggest it. I mean, some of like the little pegs at the bottom, I only have one left and the other ones have fallen off, and it's just so annoying. So definitely don't suggest it, but I am looking to purchase another tripod, and so I'll go ahead and link down below the one that I'm wanting to purchase. It's a little bit more expensive, but when you factor in how many of these I burned through, I just think it's totally worth it, because this was a total waste of money. Then right in front of my camera, I have my Diva ring light, which is probably my most important light out of, you know, all three of them. I think that this one just gives off the best light, and it really just evenly illuminates my face and my background. Right now it's turned all the way down, and this is adjustable, and I turned it all the way down that way you guys could see my camera, because when it's all the way up, it's just way too bright and like in the face of this camera. It does get really bright, so if you look at my background, I mean, it looks like it's like daylight in here. Okay, so this is all the way up. This is all the way down. So you guys can see like it does a really good job at illuminating the room. So I absolutely love this Diva ring light. It was a bit expensive, but I mean, for the quality, I think it's really, you know, doable. And also one thing, let me turn this down a little bit. One thing that I really like too is that this neck is adjustable. So, you know, I can set up my camera and then my lighting in any direction that I need it to be in, and it'll stay. It did not come with the stand, so I'll link that down below as well, but it just kind of attaches to any light stand and it works. One thing that you might notice as well is that these are two different colors of lights. This one comes with a very bright, kind of crisp, clean, bright light, and I really like that, but it does kind of tend to wash me out, and so I put some warmer light bulbs in my umbrella lights. They have warmer lights in them, that way it'll give me and my background a little bit more like of a yellow tone. That way it warms it up and it doesn't look so white and so like harsh. So that's why they're two different colors, and I kind of like that effect. I'm not sure if like that's the way you're supposed to do things, but it totally works out for my tutorials and for my videos. So these umbrella lights actually came with their stands, and so I did not purchase those separately, so that was good. And then moving on to my accessories, I have, first of all, a different microphone. This one is an external microphone that I plug into my computer when I want to do voiceovers, and this one is by Blue, and I think it's called their Snowball, and you can get different colors, but my boyfriend got this one for me, and he got me it in pink because I love pink. And it has all these accessories that you can purchase with it, and one thing that I got was a pop filter. And what this does is when we speak, we have these things called plosives, which are like the harsh P sounds and B sounds and, you know, T sounds and S's. And basically it's any time that you say something and you push air through your mouth, that air will hit the microphone and give it a loud popping sound. And so this prevents that from happening, and it also keeps like any spit or anything from
from your mouth from getting onto your delicate microphone because it just kind of preserves it. Then I have my case for my camera, which was pretty inexpensive. A friend got it for me and I really like it because it has plenty of room in it to put my lens, my microphone, and my camera in it. That way if I want to travel with my camera, then I have that. And then I have the case that originally came with my Sigma lens, but what I keep in it is actually the lens that came with the camera, which is by Canon, obviously, because it came with the Canon camera. And this one is not nearly as good of quality as my Sigma lens, but what I do like about it is it's a lot lighter in weight. And so if I want to travel with my camera, I can take this with me instead of my other lens, which is much larger and much heavier. If you guys can see that, sorry, my camera's not wanting to focus here. It's actually much smaller, if you guys can see that, and it's just lighter, but again, it's not nearly as good of quality, and so I barely ever use that one, but if I need it, it's there. And then I have my case for my tripod, which I travel with, and then over here I have the charger that came with my camera, and this one originally just came with one battery, and so I purchased a couple extra battery packs, and this is so important because it is so annoying when I'm in the middle of filming a tutorial or something like that, or you know, I'm outside the house with my camera and it dies. It's the worst. So I always have a couple extra batteries, and then I have my lens cover, which just pops right on the outside of my lens to kind of give it some more protection from anything like dust or scratches when I am traveling with it, which it's not wanting to pop on. What is your issue? There we go. And then last but not least, I have my microphone, my remote, and this one is actually really simplistic. It was really inexpensive. I got it for like 10 bucks, but it's very essential because when I can't reach my camera, if I press it, it'll take a picture and it will also focus it on me. It's a little bit annoying that there's only one button and so it doesn't adjust anything else, but I mean, for the price, it was pretty convenient. So I have that. Might eventually purchase a better one, but for now, this totally works. All right, so I want to just give you one more little shot of what it looks like when I am in front of the camera. So this is what I see, and that will just about do it, I think, for my filming setup. So I hope that this helps answer some of your questions, and I'll see you guys soon.
Guys, so that was my filming setup. I hope that it answered some of your questions. Don't forget to hit the like button if you did enjoy this video. That way I know to make more informative videos like this. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. She's like, I just want to go lay down. She doesn't want to say goodbye to you guys. She's a brat.